Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Ian. This is Starship Adventures and I'm here with my wife Carlotta Allotta, and we are at our home studio tonight. And tonight we're going to have another broadcast that's going to be related to mostly weather, although we will hit on some other things that are going on out there. As always, we are a politics and religious free zone here, but we do heavily cover the weather, space weather, and also any other actions or inactions that are going on out there that are crazy at the time. Okay, so first thing we're going to start with tonight is the tropics, and I got to tell you guys, there is something to talk about tonight. If you remember, for those of you who were with us last night, I actually spoke for a few minutes about a blob out there, and when I talked about this blob, I mentioned that hey, this blob looks like it's going to go up the East Coast at this point. Still kind of waiting to see what it's going to do. And that was kind of where we left it last night. Well, things have changed just a little bit. And here's where we're at today. I don't know if you guys can notice, but Florida's like right in the middle of that thing. Now, there is good news and there is bad news associated with this. The good news, it's going to go over Haiti. It's going to go over Cuba. It's going to have a lot of land interaction. It's going to have less than favorable conditions until it reaches mid-Cuba. It's not going to have a lot of time to form. The good news is we're probably going to be looking at a lower level hurricane coming up the west coast of Florida. And this thing gets interesting from there. And we're going to talk about that with the model runs here in just a few minutes. Let's take a quick peek around though before we get too in depth with that. Tonight we are looking at a severe thunderstorm threat right up in that same area again, folks. I got to tell you, it's been rough for the Midwest up there. It has not been a fun time. It's been a lot of tornadoes this year for them up there, and not as much for other places that normally see a lot of tornadoes. Anyway, the solar flux is high tonight. 235. So ham radio operators out there, you'll probably find that you will get a little bit better propagation out there with the on the HF. But the K index is 4, which means the field is in a state of flux. Anytime the field's in a state of flux, of course, you're going to have to deal with the fact that the degradation is going to be pretty high, and you can see that here. And the bands are closed. Not a lot of good news here, guys. Not a lot of good news tonight. If you're trying to get on HF on 40, you're probably not going to do all that well tonight compared to normal. The Aurora Oval is stretching down tonight. We are on Aurora watch tonight. We're going to be talking about that after the tropics. But the Aurora Oval does come down all the way to the United States border. And there's a chance that people in Canada right now can see the aurora. So we're going to be watching that. We've had some activity on the sun here as we're approaching the next solar maximum. And this activity on the sun is pretty crazy. So we're going to be watching that too because, as you guys know, it's all connected one way or another out there.
It's all because of
That's right. All right, and the next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to go to Mike's weather page. You guys know I strongly recommend Mike's weather page. Yeah, thanks, Mike. We appreciate it. Mike does a lot of the legwork, so you don't have to. You just go to his page here. Right here on the side is all his latest posts, and I've went and got them all together for you so we can go through those. So thanks, Mike, for that. And visit his page at spaghettimodels.com. That's www.spaghettimodels.com, and I'm going to put it in the chat room because I want to make sure when you guys are looking for these maps and stuff, I don't have a website for you to go to where it's going to be constantly updated. This man does. This is where you go. He's got a neat show on at 9:35 in the mornings on hurricane threat days, and on usually always on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday unless he's out of town. And it's a great YouTube show, so show him some love out there. Tell him we sent you over here from Starship Adventures. But that's Mike's weather page, and what I want to talk about is we're going to go through all of the different maps here. The first one I want to show you is the timing. This storm is down here, and it is in the 6 to 8 day range, but it is moving fairly fast, so we're not really looking at that much time, maybe 4 to 5 days. All right, this is the atmospheric moisture density, and we're going to look at that. I want you guys to see, even though we do have some Saharan dust out there, we are seeing one hell of a dome of moisture out there ahead of this thing. Anywhere where there's darker greens there, the atmosphere is really moist. And then we've got, let's see if this populates. Yay, it did. All right, and so there we go. There's your system sitting down here. It's right there. You can see it. It's moving right now directly towards the space between Cuba and Miami. It's moving basically in that general direction. It's nothing right now. It's not even an invest. It's nothing. Okay, so I don't want to give you guys the impression that we're dealing with a storm or a hurricane out there. Right now, it's just a grouping of clouds and a low pressure wave out there. It's barely that. And so, but I told you guys about Ian 3 days before it became a tropical storm, and I told you guys I was worried about it. I'm worried about this one, but for a different reason. This one's going to be a big rain provider for Florida, and I'm going to show you that here in just a few minutes on the forecast. I do not believe this is going to be a major hurricane. I don't think it's going to have time, but it is going to get in the loop current. It is going to get into some very warm Gulf waters. It is going to get into some relatively low shear conditions out there. And when you start adding all this stuff together, you could generate up a 1 or a 2. So we got to keep an eye on that. Now, it's going to go where you're probably thinking, the area right in front of this thing, is it conducive? Well, yeah, it pretty much is. You can see there that there's really no shear out there on the map to speak of. So it is going to run into an area where it could be a little more conducive. This is a heat surface anomaly map, and this is a really cool map. I want to show you guys this because when it says anomaly, what that means is the variation from normal, basically. And I want you guys to see that all the areas around Florida, again, the anomalies are up. Our temperatures are all up 1 or 2 degrees, up to 2 degrees Celsius higher than they were, whenever this started. So basically the anomaly shows you what the relative change was, okay? And so what we're looking at here is there's been a lot of change right around Florida. Things are getting hotter. Why are things getting hotter in the water? We've been talking about how they're at record highs and all this. How can they still be getting hotter? I'll tell you why. With the Saharan dust level that we've had, the layer coming across, Saharan dust layer, there's been reduced clouds. Reduced clouds means there's been more radiational heating on the ocean surface, and therefore it actually has had the effect of raising the sea surface temperatures. All right.
Did you pee in the water?
No.
Did you heat it up that way?
This one here is the 7-day change. And again, right around Florida is all showing the temperatures continuing to rise. There may be a little spot right off of Tampa Bay there where it's blue, but for the most part, temperatures rising all in the area where this thing is about to go. All right, here's what it looks like, guys. This is okay. Here is your satellite view. It's starting to become somewhat impressive. This is infrared water vapor imagery. This shows you, again, vapor. The whites into the greens is the moist vapor. The gold and yellows are your dry. When you get into the golds, you're in really, really, really dry air. All right, so you can see this thing. I mean, it's holding its own there, and it seems to be growing. And so that's why I said when we get up in the morning, we may have even something more to talk about here. This is one of the ones where if you're looking for the storm that I would go ahead and start boarding up the windows, this is not it. I don't think this is going to be a big major storm, okay? My feeling on this one, and I'm not a meteorologist, I qualify that all the time. I'm a weather enthusiast. I do the science thing, but I'm not necessarily a meteorologist. And I just want to make sure you guys understand that. We're not splitting hairs here with the technical terms and this and that. I'm not claiming to be a meteorologist. Anyway, what I see is that this thing right here has everything it needs to get to consolidate itself in a fairly rapid fashion here, and so we're going to have to watch it. It does have drier air out in front of it. I mean, that's definitely something. All right, and here we go. This is the infrared. This is actually visible satellite, and then it transitions as the terminator goes over. It transitions over to infrared, but you can basically see the colors indicate the colder cloud tops, and you can really see that there's lots of colder cloud tops starting to really puff up there. The coverage area is expanding also, and I think this thing is winning out over the aspects that are against it out there in the climate out ahead of it, in the area out ahead of it. All right, so where does that put us? Well, that's funny, I did not see. Okay, hold on, I gotta pull this up here. Give me a second. I got to pull up another set of graphics. I forgot I had these on a different screen. Let me pull these over here. Okay, so I guess we're trying to figure out where this thing's going to go. Okay, and so here's what we've got so far. All right, here's what we've got so far. This is as of 8 p.m. Tropical waves producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms over Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, including the Leeward Islands and the adjacent waters of the southwestern Atlantic and northeastern Caribbean Sea. Development of this system is not anticipated during the next few days while it moves west-northwestward over portions of the Greater Antilles. However, environmental conditions are forecast to be more conducive for a development after the wave passes the Greater Antilles, and a tropical depression could form this weekend or early next week over the eastern Gulf of Mexico or far southwestern Atlantic Ocean, including in the vicinity of Florida. Interests across the Greater Antilles, Bahamas, and Florida should continue to monitor the progress of this storm. 7 days, there's giving it a 60% chance of development into a tropical storm. And so that's the reason we're watching. So what are the spaghetti models, the spaghetti runs talking? Well, here's what we got. This is the spaghetti runs. I know it's a little clipped here, but this is what we've got. You can see that on top we've got the GFS, the American model, and it looks like most of the tracks take it anywhere between Louisiana and Miami. And if it hits down in South Florida somewhere, it'll be probably as a tropical storm. But as you can see, some of those lines turn yellow. When they turn yellow, that's a hurricane up there. You could be looking at hurricane winds up there. I got a few friends in here right now, and I'm sorry I'm not looking at the chat room. I need to go do that. I've got a couple of friends in here that live up near the Florida Panhandle and Alabama area. You know who you are. And this is one you need to watch. Like I said, not time to board, not time to fuel a generator, but definitely time to watch. And it's a good time to discuss with family what you're going to do. It's always good to get family all in on board on what you guys want to do, discuss the different plans, discuss the evacuation options. All that should be done before the adrenaline starts to flow. And so that's definitely what I suggest on that, because you don't want to wait until the winds are starting to blow to figure out what you're going to do. Take it from somebody that was at ground zero. This building right here took 120 mile an hour wind gusts. I had it strapped down with straps. It was ignorant, but it worked. I saved it. The neighbor's roof hit my shack here. This is my ham shack turned television studio. And my neighbor's roof actually came across and smacked into the side of this, destroying a mast and an antenna that was on the side.
and damaging my air conditioner and everything else. And the structure did great. So what I'm trying to say is, I know a little bit about these things. Okay, on the bottom one, that's your Euro, and you can see on the Euro there that it's more concentrated. There's a few on the Euro that are more of an Atlantic outlier there. There's also some on there that bring it up, but none of them strengthen it into a hurricane. That should be noted. Now, all that being said, I'm going to pull up the next graphic here. It'll kind of show you, oh crap, I got to find it here. It'll show you basically, kind of give you a depiction of what this might look like. Now, here we go. This is a rain forecast. Okay. Oh, here it is. This is a rain. Nope, not that one. Hold on, guys. I've got multiple screens overlapping each other here. Just give me a second. All right, there we go. Shit. Hold on. It's embarrassing. Whatever. All right. Let's pull this up again and see if I can get it to come up this time. All right, there we go. Okay, on this graphic right here, this is total accumulated precipitation, total amount of rain, basically. This is the model runs looking at who's going to get the most amount of rain, okay? And you can see here we've got the Euro in the upper left, we've got the American model upper right, we got the Gem lower right, and the Icon lower left. And so there's 4 different model runs there. These are compilations of model runs, and they're showing you what the models think the rainfall totals are going to be, okay? And this is for the period all the way through August 8th. Now, I want you guys to notice that some areas in northern Florida here, especially on the GFS model, are in the 20 to 25 inch range. That's 2 feet of rain. So, I mean, that's a pretty high estimate for a model. Also, the Euro, which the Euro is the best performing model. That's upper left. The Euro is forecasting a lot of rain, but it's keeping most of it right offshore. But still, 4 to 8 inches for my area here. Areas north of Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Clearwater could easily see upwards of 8 or 9 inches, according to the Euro. So we got to watch this one because I think this one, instead of a wind event, is going to be more of a rain event. We got to see how long this thing's going to hang on out there. So what's our timing looking like? Well, here is the timing from the Icon and the GFS. These are 2 different model runs, okay? The GFS and the Icon. Sunday, AM. So we're not talking about that long away here. I mean, today is what, Tuesday? So we're really, if today's Tuesday, well, today's Wednesday, I'm sorry, Jesus. Isn't it today's Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. My Lord. Anyway, all right, so it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday now. We're expecting this to come by here on Sunday. So it is 4 to 5 days away at this point. 4 to 5 days. And these are where the model runs put it. One of them hugs it right up the coast. If this is the case, we're going to get all kinds of rain here on the west coast of Florida, and we're going to get some gusty winds too, but nothing too bad. The other one there, one on the left, it's going to be further out, but it also gives it the ability to maybe get stronger. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, so that's basically the different model runs there. I do have one more here I wanted to show you. These were all posted by Mike in the last 4 or 5 hours here. This is just another one here. This is the Euro model, and this, man, I'm telling you, it looks like that's the Big Bend area. That's where that Cat 5 went in, or Cat 4 went in last year, up in that area there.
I disturbed the cat.
Yeah, I know, she was all calm and everything back there.
I walked in. She's neat.
Okay, so let's go back. And let's go back to Mike's weather page. I'm going to show you guys on Mike's weather page where you go to look at the models. You're like, oh, I want to look at the models myself. Okay, they're right up here. You see GFS, Euro, CMC, Icon, HRRR. It's right there. Let's say we want to look at the GFS. Boom, it's right there. And there's the model. And it starts on the current time. You can see our little system sitting down here. I'm going to use my left and right arrow buttons to move the model forward in time. Let me move this.
Victor has a question for you.
Okay, give me just a second here.
Here she comes.
What in the hell? Okay, let me go
Lay
back.
down, woman. Come here.
Okay. Kitty, what are you doing?
Come on.
Kitty, are you saying hi to everybody?
Mama.
You never know when a cat's going to come in. All right, and so we're going to run this forward here. But what I wanted to do is I want to roll this up so you can see the date up here. You see that? This is August 1st. Okay? This is tomorrow morning. And then we're going to literally run this forward. Oh, I wish it would stop doing that. There, running it forward. This is August 2nd. I can't hit you now, Mama. I'm talking on the radio. Is this thing on? Testing 1, 2.
You would never know she was completely feral, would you?
This cat was completely feral when she came up. She wouldn't let us touch her.
She would break her neck to get
Yeah.
away from us and out of the house.
She's had 2 babies. We raised them. She's fixed. And there you go. Right, Mama? All right, so we're going to continue running this forward. Looks like it runs right along Cuba. Boom, forms a low pressure wave there. That's now August 3rd, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Zulu. All these times are in Zulu, which is the time in England, just so you know. And it's going to run forward. Going to go right out where Ian went. I shouldn't have said that. I just say shit like that to make my wife nervous. Follows Ian's path here. Goes right up into the Gulf there. There you go, 1,007 millibars. 1,004 millibars. We've got a deepening storm as it passes us, heading north, heading up towards Peggyland. There we go, 1,005 millibars. Or is that, 3? I don't know. Oh, there, look at that, 998 millibars. That's that easily could be a Cat 1 hurricane there at this point. 997 millibars. 988 millibars. That could be up to a Cat 2 there. 983. So still a deepening storm. The lower that number gets, the deeper the center of the storm is, the stronger the winds get. 981 millibars. So right there at landfall is 981 millibars. Guys, that's a little scary. Let's see here. What I want to do is I want to change down here on the bottom, because I'm showing you guys how I do this as long as I can see around the cat. I go to regions, and I'm going to pick a closer region. And what this will do is it'll allow us to see better what's going to happen.
Oh, you smell good.
So what I'm going to do
She
is,
smells good.
Mama,
The little babies grew with the big cowboys. That's what I used to sing to her when her children were still here. Victor, I don't know.
oh, here it is, southeast. See, we go to here now, look what it shows us. It actually shows us a Mama, if you love the microphone, they can hear that. You going to say something? You go meow? Say something. All she wants to do is love on the mic. That's all she does is love on the mic. She loves the mic. She loves everything.
See her, but yeah.
Oh, damn a girl.
Peggy, Victor had a question up there, and then Peggy.
Okay, let me get
flapping
my...
her arms to keep it at bay.
There you go. We think 5 cats.
We've got
enough cats for 2.5 superstorms. Anyway, that shows you what this is going to look like right there. This goes right in the Pensacola as a Cat 2 hurricane?
Somebody loses their nuts in hours. Ted's snippety snip is 8:30 a.m. to drop him off.
My wife loves changing the topic. Did I ever mention that?
Oh yeah, well we were talking about cat,
Oh, okay.
right, Mom?
Yeah, we've got one
So
that's
that-
getting
that-
depulucked.
that we go have them bowls taken off.
Okay, so this model here, this is the Euro. Isn't it? Did we go to the Euro? No, this is the American, the GFS. And so that's an interesting scenario there. Now let's take this and let's look at the Euro and see what it does. See, the Euro is not that sure. I'm going to roll it back some here. Mama, I don't care. You got to get out of my way. Wow. The Euro's not finding a whole lot of genesis in this latest run. That could be encouraging. Let me go back and look at it on the other.
Does the storms affect ocean shipping?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
They
Oh,
got
but they
something.
generally just go around them.
Yeah. Take a different lane.
Oh, okay. So what the Euro does, the Euro wants to take it out into the Central Gulf.
Do it. Let's follow that one.
Yeah, the Euro wants to take it out into the Central Gulf as a weak wave.
I'll
Okay.
get the Euro.
Go Euro. Let's see what the CMC does.
No. I'll go to the Euro.
Yeah, it tries to form something right off of our coast as well, and it brings it up into Tampa and basically dissipates it, moves it out into the Gulf,
Oh, well.
where it forms again in the Gulf. Look at that. So I mean, the water's so warm out here. All it needs is a few hours over the right conditions, and these models know this.
Problem.
Okay, here's the icon. Let's. Why are we not rolling back icon? I'll roll the icon back. Here we go. Comes up the coast. Boom. We got a low pressure. 1010 millibars. Really doesn't deepen much. Comes by. 1010 millibars. That's a tropical storm. Tropical storm, maybe. Yeah, it looks like a bit of a rain event there for the coast of Lee Collier, Charlotte counties down here. 1008 millibars right into Tampa. And goes into Tampa as a tropical storm. And then emerges and starts to form into another one, it looks like.
Thank you, Nick.
But again, guys, that's pretty good news. If that's what happens, nobody's going to get a big hurricane. So that's kind of where we're at on that right now. See, I don't know if there's any other ones we can run here. Let's see. Oh, I knew it was going to do that to me. All right, anyway. All right, so what else are we going to look at over here on Mike's weather page? The moment that they give this thing a number, they're going to call it like Invest 93 Alpha or whatever. Whenever they make up a number for this thing, which will have a lot to do with what longitude line it's on at the time that it forms and all that. Once they do that, it's going to show up right here. Do you see where this spot is in the middle of his page where it says Atlantic Gulf Tropical Maps? That will get moved down, and right there, all the new storms will pop right in there, and you'll be able to go right to there on his page, and he'll have all the stuff for whatever the latest storms are right there. And so like I said, I use that a lot. All right, let's look at the chat room. What am I missing? Nothing?
What? I'm watching how dumb our cats are.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, the ocean, Victor, here's what happens. They know these storms are coming, they know for days, and they kind of know about where they're going to go. So shipping is just simply moved around. Same thing with air traffic. Everything still continues. They'll shut down one or two airports as it's coming on the coast because they can't be landing planes in the shit. But for the most part, all the other planes just get routed around it so they don't get messed up by it. And the same thing with ships. Ships that are out there, they have many different routes that they can take across the ocean or up through the Caribbean or whatever. And if they've got a storm, they'll simply plot a different course. in order to make sure that they don't get caught up in that mess. And that's basically all that is. That's really all that is. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is the space weather just a little bit. And of course, the website I use for that is no secret, and that's spaceweather.com. Yeah, not next weekend, VTX. It should be all over with by then. We're talking arriving up by our coast here on Sunday, this coming Sunday. And then be a northern Florida problem on Monday or Tuesday. So should be cleared out by the time you're talking about, I would think. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is we are currently on a geomagnetic storm watch, and I'll tell you why that is. We actually have had some auroras because of some explosions we've had on the sun. So I was going to talk about that for just a few minutes here. I do space weather here as well. Multiple CMEs, those are coronal mass ejections, which are basically plumes of stellar matter or plasma that's been lifted off the sun and hurled into space. And several of them are heading towards Earth. They could spark a G2 class geomagnetic storm when they arrive on July 31st. That's today, and August 1st. During such storms, naked eye auroras may be seen in the northern tier U.S. states and Central Europe. If you guys remember, just a few months ago, we caught auroras here in southwest Florida, which is basically amazing. So there you go. This CME is called a cannibal CME. A cannibal CME is when one CME comes off the sun and then a stronger one comes off behind it and a stronger one comes off behind that. And what these waves tend to do is the weaker one in the front gets absorbed, and then the next weaker one in the front gets absorbed. And what happens is by the time that principal wave arrives, it's 3 or 4 waves all that have been combined into one wave of energy that's hitting our basically our planet's deflector shield all at the same time. And they call that a cannibal CME because these waves eat each other as they come towards Earth. Anyway, this is all coming, and it did spark a G1 class geomagnetic storm last night. And this video here was actually taken. This video, you can see the planes flying by. Cool. Yeah, this was taken over the Grand Canyon. That is the Grand Canyon you see below, and those are planes flying. But you can see the aurora if you look very carefully there. You can see it there. I want it to replay. Hit the button.
Replay, baby.
One more time. Yeah, look at that. There's the auroras as seen from the Grand Canyon, which is not all, it's not really far north. So last night there was a chance you could have saw them somewhere, depending on where you were and how dark the sky locations are. Sometimes you can't see them. We could see that the sky was a weird red color here, but we couldn't actually see the auroras. The auroras, in my camera, you could see them pretty good.
Poor Peggy.
Really?
Poor Peggy.
Those notifications are...
well,
yeah.
I don't think they go out right the way that we're doing this.
They're supposed to.
I don't know.
The moment you go live, your subscribers are supposed to be notified if they hit the bell button. So...
Did you hit that bell button, Erwin? I don't. I'm going to just come right out there and tell you I don't hit that bell button. Otherwise, my phone would never shut up. Thanks, V.
All right, and it looks like... I want to demonstrate for you guys the CMA. A CME is when the sun, basically at some point, it has a magnetic bubble that forms on the surface of the sun, and the stellar matter or the plasma rides above this bubble. And when the bubble collapses, the plasma falls down and it splashes back out, just like when you pee too fast in the toilet. And then what happens is all this stellar matter gets flashed out into space, and
It's a sun
Yeah.
pimple, all right.
yeah, there you go. And so these big sunspots will explode, and when that happens, they send out a wave of energy that goes out into space, and then a second wave, and the second one is stronger than the first one, so it eats it up.
Didn't Star Trek make an alien look like that one
I'm
time?
sure they did. I'm sure they did. But that's what happens, guys. The first wave actually eats up the second wave, and that makes it bigger. It adds the two together. They make each other stronger in the one big wave. Again, that just makes the effect that much stronger for us. Let's see what I have.
It's a sun pimple.
Yes. It's a pimple the size of Earth. And I had those as a child. They sucked.
Yeah. It's our shark week. Is it the sun shark week?
It's Shark Week. Now, if it's really bad, though, it's a Sharknado.
I wonder if he went with him or if he's in the house. Need to go check.
And I want to tell you guys about something else. There's a really cool thing that a lot of people don't know about, and they're called sprites. And these sprites are seen over the top of thunderstorms. And the reason they're so hard to photograph is because they happen quicker than lightning, much quicker than lightning. So you got to have a good camera just to capture it. They're barely a naked eye phenomenon at all. And basically, these sprites go from the top of a distant thunderstorm up into the ionosphere, into space, and they discharge energy upward. It's almost like reverse lightning in a way. Instead of discharging energy into the ground, or ground to cloud to ground, or cloud to cloud, this is basically cloud to space lightning, or cloud to ionosphere lightning. And it's a phenomenon we really don't know much about. Was not even discovered until just, I don't know, 10 or 15, 20 years ago. And the reason, because it took good photography methods to come out before we were able to actually capture one of these.
What about the green ghost and the blue jets? They're pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you see an article on that or something? Okay, I'll see if I can find something on it. All right. So anyway, these sprites, they basically happen over large thunderstorms, but you have to be like 80 miles away to see it, because the thunderstorm needs to be really low in the sky so that you can see these things coming up out of the top of it. That's what makes them so hard to photograph. And that's,
Thank you, Joe. Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Picos Hank, that's the guy.
Oh, yeah, green ghosts, blue jets.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yep,
You need to watch him. He's pretty good.
yep. Yeah, I really think that there's a lot, there is a lot to the atmosphere
No, to see him is
that,
cool.
that we don't even understand yet. And a lot of it's because it's not all that visible, or it's very hard to photograph. And sprites fit into that category. I think, let me see if I can find, I think I can find a video of some sprites. The videos of them are, they're not very good or whatever, because you can imagine. Sprites are just a really cool thing to talk about, because they
They're
are,
the ones that I was watching.
yeah, they're one of the rarest phenomenons. And
No, that's not.
no, it's not. I'm looking for something that has some live.
That dude right there. That V said.
Huh? Yeah, I don't know. So, there is so few actual good sprite videos. I'm not sure if I'm going to find one, but let's see if this comes up. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but let's just take a look at it real quick. These are some neat thunderstorm shots, but I don't know if they're trying to show us sprites or what. That's what it says.
V's got a question for you.
I don't know. If my wife doesn't even want to watch me play video games, I doubt anybody else does. So there you go. I don't know. I don't play any of those games. The only game I play is 20 years old. 25 years old. It ran on a Windows, I think a Windows XP maybe, or Windows 3.11. I forget what it was. Oh well, I'm sorry guys. I will find those sprite videos and we will look at them some other time. But yep, the Blue Jets, the sprites. We'll talk about all that. I'll do a show on that later when I can be prepared for it. All right.
What's Victor talking about?
Victor, Ian, what did you think of the Lightning Ham radio from Darren?
Who's Darren?
Not sure. I see so many things I'm trying to remember. There you go. There you go, Peggy. There's your offer.
You got to do it.
There you go.
You have to do it.
All right. I think I did watch that one, Victor. I think I got a link. I don't know. I'll tell you guys one thing you don't know. I've had a big illness over the last week, and I've been pushing through it, but it's getting better every day. So I'll just say that and leave it there. All right. Let's see here. That's the space weather I wanted to talk about, and of course that's also the space weather, the tropical weather. We have had no new tornado warnings out there. There is some storms out here that we are watching tonight, and there's quite a bit of them out here. But I really only start going over there if we've got a lot of tornado warnings going on. And right now there's not. But I'm going to show you a feature here. Do you see this like line of stuff that's out in front of the rain right there? That's like a gust front. That right there, that's probably a derecho right there. That's probably a long line of very strong straight line winds. And you can see the one behind it is forming one as well. So that's why they're issuing those real broad severe thunderstorm warnings. See the red boxes there? Those are severe thunderstorm warnings. The reason they're issuing those is because of that line out there. It's probably a derecho. And there's another one behind it. They'll probably be issuing a severe thunderstorm warning, I would think, for this one behind it as well.
Well, there you go. Glad it's not down here. Although we did have lightning off in the distance earlier. And it rained.
Let's take a peek here at this. I hit the button too soon. It was a premature button push. All right, so here is our still image. You guys see this here? This is what I'm talking about. This is the gust front right here. See that? That is probably a derecho. It's going to be a very strong gust of wind that's out ahead of the rain. And I'm seeing another one forming up back here now. And these are all going to continue to push down to the southeast, and I expect them to issue more warnings. I do expect them to issue more warnings. And then we've got a storm chaser out here. I think it's a storm chaser. Let's see who this is. Nope, this is a stationary cam, but we do have a stationary cam out in front of this thing, and it's not that far out in front of it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that up so we can keep an eye on it. This is a weather station here that's right out in front of this line. You can see it right here. And this whole line is coming into Topeka, Kansas. Let's see if I can get some, maybe a cam or two up.
But they have a shot for that.
I think so. Yeah, we've got some stuff out there.
Oh, we had another signal 7 today.
It happens.
Oh, Peggy.
Okay. I'm not even sure, yeah. Voices of the Void. Have you played it? No, I have not played it either.
I play Betrolled. That's about as far as I get.
Oh, and that's some senseless bullshit right there now.
Oh, stop.
Did I say senseless bullshit? Because I meant senseless bullshit.
You're an ass, I swear to Christ. We'll beat that ass.
Beat it. All right, so yeah, some of the tower cams and shit are down. I don't know what's going on there. Webcams.
Nick.
One night I was in here. I was virtual storm chasing all by myself, and there was this tornado on the ground, and it's coming into this town, and the only live cam I could find was inside the cat sanctuary.
Yeah.
And I'm watching these cats all running around, freaking out, and shit's hitting the building, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to watch these cats all die. And of course, the feed stayed up, and the tornado went around the cat shelter, so that was nice. But anyway, it happens. Oh, yeah. Weather webcams. Yeah, whatever. I'm looking for some Topeka webcams because that shit's really coming into Topeka right now. Let's do another one here. All right, hang with us, guys. Hang with us. Go back.
Nikki, that was great that you did that. That was awesome. Her reaction was great. I'm telling you, you call the condom company and you act panic because it's not like a 911 thing. Look, let me just put this out there. Based on facts about people who have condoms stuck up in them, you can get them out. But it's fun to call there, and if you get the right person, their reaction's priceless. I've been known to help a sister out and grab one that's been lost. There goes my damn phone. I don't think Stevie Nicks appreciated that too much.
I don't think she cares. All right, guys, I got up some scanners from Topeka. So that's what you'll be hearing in the background is some scanners from Topeka. And we'll see if we can hear this as it's coming in because this is what we've got going on right now. So there we go. These two streams, some of these streams here are provided by the actual departments, so we'll see what we got here and see if we get anything on that. And also the county south of Topeka. Let me go and see. I don't. Oh, here we go. Okay, say something.
What?
Not you.
Oh.
All right. So there we go. We're trying that. And, you know, we as always, we keep an eye on a little bit of everything around here. And we always like to check in, even though it's more of my wife's shtick. We always do like to go check in at the Elbow Room and check in at some of the other bars in the area. And so we'll go ahead and we'll do that too here. while we're listening to the scanner feed from the Topeka, Kansas area, where
Hey,
they've got
51
what
says
look
on the alert.
what
We
could
got-
be a derecho.
51 says we're on the
When the
alert,
second
and you're
White
Free
Creek
State Electric
starts.
down there, is that correct?
So,
I didn't hear what he said.
Yes, confirm that is Free State Electric.
All
I'll
right,
be here
I'll
at some
get in
point
touch with
during
them
the
here.
day and the evenings
Thank
for
you.
that. See, it'd be like 4 o'clock my time to be like 1 o'clock their time.
Anyway, there's the elbow room, and we're going to keep an eye out on that. Not a lot of stuff going on there tonight.
Something like that.
It's not too going yet. This guy just took his tie off.
Time to relax. I'd be naked, but YouTube don't allow it. Just pay for the drink, buddy. There you go.
All right, so let me go back over here and see what I can find.
You know, I gotta say, I'm hot.
Yes.
And I don't like that.
Well, we're going to be shutting it down here for long.
I'm leaving. Last night, my baby's here. So, I'm
Soldier
gonna go
fire.
spend some time with my baby.
Make a rescue 3600 block,
Leave
Northwest
in the
Rochester
morning.
Road on a vehicle versus
See
pedestrian.
y'all later.
Soldier fire. Make a rescue 3600 block, Northwest Rochester Road, vehicle versus pedestrian. Cross the streets are 3735, timeout 2128.
They're running people down.
Run them down, run them over. Whatever. We all need pothole filler.
Man, that's a hell of a storm coming in. It's going to come through Kansas
I
City
know.
here in a little while. You going in?
Yeah, I'm gonna go
All right,
check
all right.
with
That's
him.
all good, babe. I'll be in a few minutes. Yeah. Peggy said have a roast beef sandwich, Car.
I know how to pick my women better than that.
Oh, oh Christ.
517 on scene, 2129.
Oh, my Lord. Okay, anyway. All right, guys, before I go, does anybody have any questions on any of the tropical stuff I went over, any of the storm stuff?
Are fine at this time. Do we have electrical on route?
Yes, state's responding.
Engine 51's en route, crew 4.
Engine 51, crew 4, 2130.
Wow.
Soldier fire. Make a rescue 3600 block, Northwest Rochester Road on a vehicle versus pedestrian. Soldier fire. Make a rescue 3600 block, Northwest Rochester Road, vehicle versus pedestrian. Cross the streets are 3735, timeout 2128.
All right.
Gonna remain in Dover on air.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe. I don't know. What's up with it? I don't know.
517 on scene, 2129.
Okay, well, for those that might have
We
arrived
have
late,
a transformer parking into the trees.
Soldier
Sparks
fire.
are flying at this time.
37th Street.
Do we have electrical on route?
Hazard.
Yes, Free State's responding.
Prison fire.
Engine 51's en route, crew 4.
37th Street.
Engine 51, crew 4, 2130.
Wire catching a tree on fire. Pressure through Indian held the struggle with court turn on 2131.
All right. Well, that was they're starting to get some calls up there. This is all up into Topeka at this point. Wow. Okay. And let's see if anybody has anything else. No problem, Peggy. And yeah, Peggy, I would keep an eye on this one. You know, it could be a rain event for Peggy and VTX and all you guys up there, but down towards the coast, I mean, it could be a 1 or a 2. So just keep an eye on it. I don't think this is going to be a big, huge one, though. All right. Well, that's it, guys. I will probably be on again tomorrow night, unless things drastically change. And I'll be going on after Nick each night. So Nick just, you know, we'll coordinate that, obviously. But it works out good this way. Oh, let's hear what this is. Nothing, apparently. Awesome. Nothing. Fire department responded nothing. And if you want to watch what that looks like, you can go to Peggy's channel, the channel about nothing. Okay, anyway, there we go. All right. Yep. All right. Well, VTX, it's fun. We'll catch up maybe tomorrow sometime. Thank you, Victor. Thank you very much. And all right, guys, I really appreciate everybody coming in tonight. Thanks for the time, the viewer time, and thanks for the thumbs up and all that good stuff. And hey, if you guys know anybody that might be interested in what I do, let them know. I mean, I'm trying to get out here, so it just helps me out. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys later. Don't forget to visit my sister channels. And that is Carlotta Allotta. That's at Carlotta Allotta at YouTube. And also Scuffed Radio. That's at Scuffed Radio on YouTube. Check those out. And my name's Ian, and I was here with my wife, Carlotta, who's already gone to bed. I don't blame her. I'm tired. We'll see you guys probably tomorrow night for another live. She may be live during the day. I'm not sure. And we'll see how things go from there. But everybody, have a good one out there. Keep your eye to the sky and watch out. Keep your head down. You never know what's going to happen out there. So have a good one. I hope to see you guys on the next adventure or maybe down the log. 7-3s. Have a good night, everybody.